The American dream.
But there's so it's a wonderful sense of community. So yeah, I think okay, you don't have to have. Just say you're starting out. No, you can make a tough, wonderful Facebook profile, a great profile at Reverb Nation. When you make your account at CD Baby or TuneCore, where you're going to be selling your stuff, you can make those profiles. So no, you don't have to have a website. But you're going to, even without the website, you can see how all the other stuff applies. You do make profiles at tens, hundreds of places, possibly, right? You still make your profile all over the place, put the same widgets everywhere, and you still try to establish a network whether you're broke or not. You try to make profiles at every major place that's happening on the internet relevant to you and your peers. Excuse me. So you go do that and then you attempt to put the same widgets in those profiles and then communicate with those widgets on a regular basis. Let's take a look at Phil Perry's site. Remember, even if you think it's busy, I always try to put all the features in first and then back down. The other thing is when I put the features in, I always try to use them so that the client can see how the features work when applied in the ways that I apply them. Okay, and there's a couple of things that I want to talk about specifically when we're here today. We're going to talk about the difference, about the importance of fan presence and how to deal with that. Okay, I'm going to save that for toward the end. That's going to be the last thing, the importance of fan presence. Okay, you can say, what am I saying? In other words, whenever you have one of these sites to manage, it's always an issue as to what you let your fans do on the website. How much control do they get over their own profiles? Do they have to do a picture? Are they allowed to post their own music? So we're going to last thing on the way out, we're going to deal with fan presence, the controversy about fan presence, and I'm going to give you Mario Hemsley's take on fan presence again at the end of this. Okay?
Sounds good.
All right, let's take a look at Phil Perry's site. All of the sites, we always put the broadcast up top and center. There's Phil Perry's embed. Okay, this is one of the embeds from the Phil Perry TV channel over at Livestream, just like you. Now, what are the key points? When I did what they call a combo embed so that the player and the library come together. Why is that important? Because now when you do that, as opposed to do them separately, when you do them separately, when you click on videos in the library, it opens in another window. In this one, when you click on videos in the library, you can go there and watch it right now, as you can see me doing here. You still get commercials until you pay to get rid of that. Okay? So he has the broadcast. You can go back. You're still playing what you selected, but here's a big button saying resume the stream. That means you can abandon looking at what you've chosen from the library and go back to what is being streamed live. Wonderful functionality, you guys. Wonderful functionality. Now, here's the other thing what we did on the basic descriptions here. I always put this network. This is a custom widget I always make that lists all your major presences. It doesn't have all of Phil's yet, but it has the major Phil presences, also about his apps. So that's there. The chat room, this is the same chat room we share live. This is a plugin again from Livestream. It's an embed. I embedded, this is the second embed from Livestream. Up here is a combination embed of the player and the library. This is an embed right here of the chat room. Okay? There's a schedule of appearances widget that we copied over from his live stream, his Reverb Nation. Also, because Phil had extensive layout done at Reverb Nation, we pulled over the widget from his Phil Perry music store. Now, check it out. When you set up a music store, one of the features is to allow other folks to embed your music store. You always say yes. Phil and them did too. That's what allowed me to go get it and plug it in here. See, I went to his Reverb Nation page and pulled widgets off of there without even talking to them. Okay, just letting them know so they can see. Now, what I did do differently is that I set up an opening account for Phil at Zazzle because I think it is one of the best. It's better than Cafe Press. If you don't have any merchandise, If you have no merchandise, no TVs, no hats, no cups, nothing, you can just take 5 or 6 pictures, go in there now, and in 2 hours you'll have merchandise. And you can have a store and everything, plug it into your site, and make some money. It doesn't cost you anything, okay? We'll talk about it in a later broadcast. I set up a basic account, and again, to demonstrate to Lillian and Phil the beginnings of a store, I made 1 or 2 items. What did I do? The simplest items I could find. A pendant and a poster. So that's what you see it changing here between a pendant and a poster. So that's a merchandise store widget plugged in. That's his music store here where you can get to the library, get to his store. See, I didn't have to change everything. It integrated all the way from the beginning with what he already had in existence. And that's the same for any of you. It makes me no difference if your store is at MySpace, Reverb Nation. It makes no difference where it is. It has a widget. Whatever store you use in the beginning, just plug that store in everywhere. That's what we're saying, right, Vic? Whether it's a TuneCore store.
I'm saying this. Everybody I know that is actually doing this have all worked with MySpace. And what's easier to do integration with, MySpace or Ning? What do you think?
MySpace.
MySpace is easier than Ning?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Ning is one. You know what the only issue with Ning is, you guys? Is because it offers full features. By definition, the more options you have, it adds complexity.
Yeah, but
you don't have to use it. But
you take it by department,
right?
And to me, what has been proven here is exactly what you get up. You almost have to turn around and say, find the reason why not to make it complex. Take one area at a time. I mean, Ning was like the evolution from MySpace. I remember how exciting you were about it.
Well, because you have the full ability to customize and control everything. That's why I need it.
Right.
A bunch of you need it because you have a bunch of projects. You need a central place to develop everything and talk about everything you do. Phil Perry needs a place to talk about everything he does. That's why I even went up here. Take a look at this bar up here. I added the history and the Phil Lil Foundation. All I did was go to their other presences. Now in history, when you click it, you get the information from Wikipedia that I plugged in. See, there you go. You can also go to a sub-page that has the Montclairs, and I actually pulled over one for Perry and Sandlin and gave credit to the sources. Okay, now for the Phil Lil Foundation, I went to the Phil Lil Foundation site and pulled over some information, just enough to give. Now remember, I wasn't trying to make the full presence. It was really to show and remind Phil and Lillian that we want to integrate the other things they do at the channel. And this page serves as a reminder, see? Because of the Phil Lil Foundation, we can upgrade easily the representation of that. And for all of you, what I'm saying is you can use your page, your channel at Ning, your TV channel, and have just one page dedicated to some of your other projects where it at least introduces them. You see what I'm saying? I think that's important and easy to do.
Yeah, well, I think the easy part about it is that I haven't found anybody who found Ning difficult. So far, the feedback I've heard from everyone, I mean, from simple photographers who's really trying to make it really simple, they use it at the level that they're trying to communicate what they have. They're not trying to go like, here's all the places. I can't complete it all. I have so much available. He says, no, he's approaching it from this is what I do. And they fully use it without any complaints. I mean, I've seen people who are not technical at all come into Ning right away and just grab it.
The biggest issue now is that it's $24 a month for the Plus accounts. And you need the Plus accounts to do anything of any consequence.
Yeah.
The free accounts, you don't get much.
Yeah.
Now, let me go over a couple of features here just so you guys can understand, because most people don't understand the relevance of these couple of features I'm going to talk about next. At this account, which represents a Ning Plus account, $24 a month. Okay, you could prepay for the year for a little discount. Okay, now let me just talk about a couple of features that most people don't understand. The leaderboards. Let's go take a look at that. Leaderboards are an effort by designers and developers to increase your interaction with the site. What do I mean? It attempts to reward the people who visit your site with recognition or acknowledgement for their activity, because that increases their bonding to you. It's an experiment, and because it's for most of us, it's above our heads a little bit. I encourage you to go along with it and embrace the experiment, because a lot of money and effort goes into attempting these things. I'll attempt to explain what it does. The idea is that when people come to your sites, the more they interact, the more bonded they are to you. If you can get them to first even join, Victor and I find it's a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's once you get them to join, if you can get them to interact and then reward that interaction, then you increase their bonding. This is an artificial intelligence feature that attempts to reward and create leaderboards, what they call leaders, acknowledge leaders among your fans, among the people who join your site. It does it through automatically designed robotic algorithms to determine the leaders of your site and reward them with what? Acknowledgement. So that means, now what is interaction at your site? Because we're going to deal with this at the end. That means when they post a picture, post a video, write a comment, post a blog, every time they do something like that, it actually attempts to reward them for that interaction. The leaderboards show you. Now, remember, when I design it, I'm always the top leaderboard person because I'm the only one there at first. But it has the top member. See, it's always me at first because I uploaded everything. It's because I uploaded all the photos, all the videos. I did all the blog posts. Now, then here comes Mac. He came in number 2 because he started uploading videos. Now, here you go. But you say, well, the site's about Phil Perry. I'm going to deal with that. You have to understand the parts of the site that are designed to increase your fan loyalty. The idea is if you want to make a place that fans call home. So you're encouraging them to interact with the channel, even though you're a fan, to come to your home, your place. It's like you're making your own neighborhood bar for your fans. And you want them to come in there and put their little spot on the wall, make it their home. And this software is going to attempt to reward them, Vic, by posting who the top members are based on these things. And you notice it has top members, top photos, top videos, top blog posts. You actually get to choose what is the featured content.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's go back to so I'm just going to go back. We'll come back to that later. Why those features are designed in there.
You know, it kind of reminds me of back in the day. I'm not saying you guys are going back to elementary school, but it's like somebody saying, how many times did you drive down the street? And they say, you drove down the street this many times and we're cataloging it because you visited us that often. You get a reward. It's like visitation.
That's right.
It is really the lifestyle of the people who really are enjoying interacting with your channel for various reasons.
So let me tell you this. Now, remember, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about the fan presence at your site. But let's go over something I got to show you. Here's the new members who joined the site. Now, I got to make a point of this. My good buddy who I love and revere, the man who plays bass on all my tracks, Robert Pace. So he makes a profile with no picture and pace. Now, the reason I point this out to you guys, if you really want to promote your stuff, when you make these presences, that's why I told you, when you make your presence, use the same 1 or 2 pictures. Just use the same picture from your Facebook account. Never have no picture. Never. You should, because you can make the profile in 2 minutes. The other thing is try to use your full name or some variation. Why? You're trying to make yourself recognizable as a brand. Kristen Commodore has her name up as KC, so you don't really get to tie that to Kristen Commodore. You would rather know that Kristen Commodore is one of the early members on the Phil Perry site. Like you can see here, Mac McAllister is one of the early members. You can see his name. Phil Cuthbert is one of the early members. Phil has to deal with the issue of the internet etiquette about all caps. Okay, there's an internet etiquette issue about all caps. Okay, if that means you're shouting. Okay, now here's Sandra, who was the first member here on the site. We're going to be rewarding her. Again, no caps. All I'm saying, it depends what you're attempting to promote. So you notice this. I'm just going to bring it up. And remember, so it's better to have your own full name. Be there as yourself. Consider the internet protocols about caps, no caps. Okay, remember I said have a 1 or 2 line description. Learn to make profiles quickly. If not, use your profile stuff from YouTube or Facebook. Kristen, remember, you would want them to know it's Kristen Commodore. You, not KC. Remember, 1, 2 line descriptions, quick profiles, and the links back to your site. When you make, let's go see now, Kristen, let's see, when she made her presence here, usually you can make a link back to your site. So Kristen signed up, and I thanked her for joining, but she's anonymous here. She's KC. There's no links to her site. I wrote on here, is it a secret that you're Kristen Commodore? Because remember, we talked about, so she should have links to her site, right? Let's go to Mac's page. Mac's page here looks way different because Mac has more activity. But see, again, he has his latest activity at the top. Mac McAllister. Let's see, he has his bio information here and links to his sites and links to, and he has his own videos. Now remember, you can use these sites because that's how we're encouraging fans, but there's some creativity. I think you should use the embeds to always have your some profile information, right?
Right.
And those things. Now let's go back to the main page. Now, what is my example? What does my page look like? Now, because again, if you're going to be representing self, we're going to talk about this in a minute. This is what the Mario Hemsley page looks like at Phil Perry. It has an embedded player of Pack Stereo with the chat room below. See, I'm trying to have impact on who is this dude. Creator Mario Hemsley, creator and developer of Pack Stereo TV, with a player underneath. Okay, followed by bio information. Quick links out there. Contact information. See what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying you should do. If this is Mac, I think I told Mac, I said, Mac, it would be cool to embed the player. When you go to online with Mac.ning, his player is the thing that starts with all his broadcasts.
Right.
That would be a cool thing to have.
Right.
Kristen Commodore, she should have her channel embedded. Everybody who has a live stream channel, it should be embedded here.
Right.
Something that really, you're part of a community, but you want to look like A-list, right? A-list. That's why, because you have it, if you make a profile page and anybody else is spotted, they allow you to embed. You always embed your channel or your broadcast or your music player or your merchandise or your song player, all of that, okay? Now, Vic, we got just one last topic to hit here tonight. It's the issue of fan presence at your website. And it's a big controversy, an issue for a lot of people. Because when you build an artist site, it really starts to perturb you when you see fan stuff start jumping up on the site.
Like, give them an example of what you're talking about. When you say fan
okay,
stuff,
imagine,
give me an example.
Let's go. Imagine here, down here, you have the photo section, right?
Right.
Now, first of all, the fans can join and use their own name. What if their name is I Suck Stuff?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's the name of them as a fan. They make a profile, and their name is I Suck Something. So you have to deal with these issues. Now, when they put their photos in here, the photo section at Ning is for the fans. So initially, I populated with all the photos of Phil, right? But in a minute, the fans can put in their pictures of them at the family picnic. Now, here's what's interesting. You guys, don't trip. Once you have a big fan presence, you decrease the presence of it in the site. You leave it there. It's for the fans to post their pictures, right? So I would take it out, and then I would put another slideshow in that I controlled separately of Phil. Why? I want the fans to continue to interact. I want to make them comfortable and at home. I would even go this far. Now what you have to do is, as the channel operator, imagine I want Phil Perry, that when fans post pictures from their family pictures, or they post pictures, like here I am at my concert singing my song. I want him to actually go and comment and say, girl, that was a wonderful picture of you at the Gospel Fest.
Yeah.
See what you do, and look how, now imagine how would you imagine if you were a fan and you made a profile at the Sade site, and you posted a video of you singing a Sade song, and you're a little humble, and all of a sudden Sade made a note. I saw you sang my song. That's the best rendition since my niece last year.
Right.
I will say that was really good.
Right.
You would damn near pee on yourself, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I'm just being honest. You would, wouldn't you?
I think the other part is if you really, excuse the terminology, gangster or Pinterest, make a fan site. You know, the artists I see around, indies, not just the big wigs, have multiple sites. The ones that they want to keep in a certain
theoretically,
vacuum, and that fan page where it does exactly the freedom of interacting more.
Well, theoretically, as you get bigger, but part of the issue of going with the Ning site is because that would be your fan site because it has the social networking features, and that's what we're embracing. So what I'm saying is this, and this is my part of the controversy: let the fans post photos, let the fans post videos, let the fans post notes. Then we can change how that is represented at the site. But let them have those places. Then you as the channel operator, I encourage you to go to those parts of the channel where the fans have posted photos and videos, watch them and comment. It is a branding high, and it really increases loyalty to you. And you didn't have to do anything other than put in that time. So I can't overstate that. Now, because you're going to have to adjust. Because remember, I just wait till their pictures start showing up a lot in the photo section. Then I take it from the front page, let it exist in the same section, and put in a different photo slideshow if we want one. Same thing I do for the video section. Because you notice now that Mac has uploaded his videos. They show up in the video section. Now you have videos from Mac and from Phil. But here's the important thing for you as the channel coordinator. By using this combination widget that has the player and the video library, you're controlling the video presentation. Remember, look at it this way, and I'm going to challenge you constantly to change your philosophy. Your internet television channel is a friendly neighborhood bar that you create for your friends and fans to come to enjoy whatever you choose to present in that player. But while they're there, they get to mix, mingle, and talk amongst themselves about whatever they choose, like any neighborhood bar. But when you make it warm and wonderful enough, they keep coming back there to enjoy your presentation. Okay? So that was the key things today. Take a look, everybody, again. For those of you who want to take a look at the work in progress, go to philperry.tv. But remember, acknowledge the other folks we have out there with Ning channels right now. KristenCommodore.com, MichaelCRogers.tv, Sterling Williams at Livestream. Now, for those, you can go livestream.com/Sterling Williams. Okay, Paul Russo. Okay, other folks that we're dealing with, remember, so many of you, Gervin, we're telling PMC to get going on it too. And again, I want to say, PMC, you're doing great. You're doing great. So the whole thing today, we dealt with this, and now, and then the next time, we're going to actually go show you how to navigate, log into Livestream, and upload video, and move the videos around. We're going to demonstrate that in the next show. Okay, and once again, this is the weekly community manager meeting. It's going to be usually either 7 p.m. We're going to probably move it back to 8 p.m. because I'm going to be doing some studio work from 5 to 7, and I need a buffer in there before we get into the live thing. So we're probably going to be moving this back to 8 p.m. So you'll be able to come in here, send us emails about issues and questions you're having about building your channel, internet television, internet radio, any of those things, your brand, whatever you're doing. Be glad to take a look at the questions. Send them to me, Mario at paxstereo.tv, Victor at paxstereo.tv, whoever. Send them to me for this. Bug Vic about everything else.
Let's go. Let's go.
But I think, hey, Vic, anything else, Vic, you want to mention before we get on out of here?
No. I'm just, I'm fully loaded with this. I mean, for me, I think you covered all the bases in here, and I think what is happening is that we're going to find some people coming with some success stories because Phil has been one of them. And there's been some other success stories along with it. Not only Christian has been a success story. All of them have done what they call these milestones. Well, I think what the message we're saying is we like to see the explosion. We would like to see it make us step back and go the wow effect. You're looking for the wow effect, not just the compliance effect. And that's what you're dealing with right now.
Exactly. And listen, and I want to say to all the people who are working along with us and who are having to adjust to this new world of multimedia, let me say Lillian Perry, girlfriend, and Phil Perry, my brother, they are adapting so quickly to this. I know it's a changing world. And plus, you're dealing with Mario and Vic. You know, we don't do nothing in the normal way. Hence this meeting. We have publicized, syndicated meetings. So to all the people running a channel, I know it's crazy, but because all of you have at least the same questions, whenever all of you have the same question, I'm going to deal with it on the show. That way you can go watch the videos over and over again. We're going to build up video tutorials and redo the topics regularly over the issues that you all have so that you'll have a regular resource of information as you attempt to deal with this evolving world of personal internet television. All right, on the way out, I'm going to play a Creative Commons track because, you know, I love to end with music, you guys. This one is, wow. From, you know what? Actually, I'm not even going to do that because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the Phil Perry channel and see.
You mean the one with Dave Calls in it?
Oh, we can't do that. Okay.
See, I had to stop you because I was watching it. While we're doing this show, I'm actually going, let me watch this. And I said, yeah, you can't do that.
All right, here's Drunken and Smoky Bar, drinking Imperial Porter Mix, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
When you walked away, it was the saddest day that the world has known. Shattered my heart and left me with pieces of a broken home. Now you say you need me, standing at the door, asking if you can come in, and I can't say no, no, I can't say no. You and I just can't say goodbye. Every time we do, well, it's just another lie. I know you're no good for me, but every time I'm with you, there's nowhere I'd rather be. We've been to hell, been burned by the flames of a pain so deep that even the stars